Little horse, do you know that Tokyo has massive green spaces right in the center of one of the world's largest cities? The Imperial Palace grounds are huge, surrounded by ancient forests. Places like Ueno Park, Shinjuku Gyoen, and Meiji Shrine feel like giant emeralds set in a sea of concrete. However, if you travel just 400 kilometers west to Osaka, the picture changes. It feels more like a grey grid, a dense, busy city focused on business, where green space seems like an afterthought. The streets are crowded, buildings are packed closely together, and every corner appears designed for commerce.
Oh, why?
Why? It's not because Tokyo people love nature more. It's not modern planning or citizen votes. It's the genetic land ownership, the DNA of who owned the city at birth. Rulers leave blank space for power and prestige. Merchants fill every single inch for profit. Today we're dissecting why power builds green and capital builds grey. Horse, you ready to get your mind blown?
Wait, Bear, you're saying green spaces actually come from old school rulers and not from free markets? That sounds backwards. I always thought democracy and business would create nicer cities.
Exactly. Let's start with the paradox.
Okay, this genetic land ownership thing, what is it? Walk me through it.
Imagine a city's first owners as its parents. If the parents are absolute rulers, emperors, shoguns, kings, they can seize huge chunks of land and say, this stays empty. It's for prestige, for hunting, for beauty, for showing off my power. No need to worry about profit margins or taxes. That creates luxurious, large-scale public green spaces centuries later when those lands become public. Political capitals like Tokyo, Old Edo, Beijing, London, even Tehran, they got massive green skeletons from their ruling class DNA. Merchant cities like Osaka, every square meter had to work, had to generate cash, no room for waste. The result? Macro grey, with tiny pockets of green. People put flower pots on every windowsill, balconies overflowing with plants. But the city itself stays relentlessly concrete.
Wait, so it's not who loves plants more, it's who got the good land first, centuries ago. That's unexpected.
Bingo! Let's go global to prove it. We'll look at the big examples. First, London. Picture 1536. King Henry VIII is done with the Catholic Church. He dissolves the monasteries and seizes their vast lands. These weren't small plots. They were huge estates around London. Henry turns them into private royal hunting grounds. Imagine the king and his court riding through forests full of deer, the sound of horses and hounds echoing. No developers whispering about building apartments. No merchants calculating rent per square foot. This is pure power flex. Over time, these lands evolve. By the 17th century, parts open to the public. Hyde Park becomes the famous green lung where people stroll, ride, and later protest. Regent's Park follows. Grand, planned, with elegant gardens. You can still feel the royal DNA today. Wide open spaces, ancient trees, lakes where swans glide. Londoners owe their breathing room to a king who didn't care about commerce. That blank space survived centuries of urban pressure because it started as royal waste.
So a king grabbing land for fun accidentally gave modern London its biggest parks?
Precisely. Power doesn't do ROI spreadsheets. Next, Beijing. Go back to the Ming dynasty. They're building the Forbidden City and need a moat. They dig massive amounts of earth and pile it up right next door, creating Jingshan Park, an artificial hill with perfect views over the palace. The emperors and their families use it for private retreats, pavilions, and gardens. Later, the Qing emperors expand imperial gardens like Beihai Park, lotus ponds, marble bridges, pine forests designed for contemplation, and status. These weren't public. They were exclusive royal playgrounds, maintained at enormous state expense with no thought of profit. When the dynasties fell in the 20th century, these lands became public parks. Today, in a city choked with skyscrapers and smog, Jingshan and Beihai offer rare silence and greenery. Old men practice Tai Chi under ancient trees planted by emperors. Kids fly kites on the hill made from forbidden city dirt. The green is a direct inheritance of absolute power that could command resources without asking permission.
It's like the rulers built time capsules of green for future generations.
Exactly. Now Tehran. Dry desert basin, mountains all around, and right through the middle runs Valiasr Street. Plane trees 20 meters tall on both sides, built by the Pahlavi Shahs as a palace road. They piped snowmelt from the mountains into canals running alongside, in a place where water is basically gold. None of this made practical sense. The Shah wanted a green corridor for his processions, and he didn't care what it cost. Revolution came, the Shah fell, the trees stayed. Today, 9 million people live in Tehran, surrounded by dry hills, and Valiasr is where everyone goes to just breathe. Families on the grass, couples wandering under the leaves, old men playing backgammon in the shade. The old royal water channels still keep those trees alive. One ruler drew a line on the map and said, "Green goes here." Without that, Tehran would be a lot more dust.
Okay, this is clicking.
Now someone watching just went, "Hold up, what about Amsterdam? Merchant city, but it's beautiful. Let's deal with it."
Wait, Amsterdam? So your theory just breaks?
Amsterdam in the 17th century. The Golden Age. Pure merchant republic. Capitalists and guilds run everything. No absolute king dictating land use. The city expands with famous canals. And yes, trees line many of them. Elms and lindens creating beautiful green tunnels. But here's the crucial distinction. Those trees were planted for hard commercial reasons, not luxury. The merchants needed stable canal banks. Tree roots reinforced the soil and prevented collapses that could ruin trade. The wood was harvested for shipbuilding and construction. The shade kept warehouses cooler, so goods like spices and textiles didn't spoil in summer heat. It was infrastructure first, beauty second. Functional green serving profit. Compare that to London's Hyde Park or Beijing's Imperial Gardens. Those were pure consumption. Expensive, non-productive, kept empty for prestige. No merchant would voluntarily leave that much land idle. Amsterdam's green proves the rule. Merchants green for utility, rulers green for power aesthetics. The visual result might look similar today, but the historical DNA and scale are completely different. That's why the nature of the green matters.
Okay, so Tokyo got parks, Osaka didn't. Walk me through it.
Let's put Edo and Osaka next to each other. Edo the shogun and his daimyo basically owned the whole city, more than half the land, massive estates, private gardens, forests around the castle, samurai compounds with ponds and manicured trees. Nobody sat down to calculate if the land was pulling its weight. They just kept the water running and the trees growing because nobody could stop them, generation after generation. Then the Meiji Restoration sweeps in and the state just takes it all. No buyouts, no court battles. One day it's a daimyo's garden, next day it's public land. Ueno Park Old Temple Grounds, Hibiya Park Daimyo Estates, Shinjuku Gyoen, some noble's weekend villa. A single pen stroke and centuries of feudal greenery became everyone's backyard.
So the strong man basically gifted modern Tokyo its parks without any messy politics?
Pretty much. The rulers already left the space. Osaka had to earn it. Now Osaka, the city merchants built from scratch. No shogun calling the shots. From the free port of Sakai in the Warring States period all the way through Edo, Osaka was a trading town through and through. Land got chopped into smaller and smaller pieces across generations, sold, inherited, split again. Nobody held a big chunk the way Edo's lords did. Every square meter had to pay its way. Shops, storehouses, streets barely wide enough for 2 carts to pass. Here's the kicker. In most cities, the tragedy is that people trash the common land because nobody owns it. Osaka had the opposite problem. There was no common land to begin with. Every inch had an owner, and every owner held on tight. There's this story from the 1700s. A rich rice merchant wanted to push his storehouse out by 1 metre. It would have blocked what could have become a shared footpath. He did it anyway. Why? That 1 metre meant more business, and every neighbour thought the same way. Over the years, the city just filled up. Nobody was going to be the one guy who left space on the table while everyone else cashed in. The city buzzed with life and squeezed out every breath of green.
Everyone acting rationally for themselves created a grey city for everyone.
Same trap, flipped. In the textbook, it's overuse. Here, it's overowning.
But Osaka Castle Park is huge. Isn't that a counterexample?
Perfect question. And Osaka Castle Park actually proves the whole thing. Remember who built it? Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the warlord who rose from nothing and unified Japan. In 1583, he picked this spot and said, "Fortress here," and around it, nothing. Defensive clear zones, wide open ground so no enemy could sneak up. That land was never for sale, never for rent. It belonged to a ruler who wanted to stay in power. Later, the Tokugawa took it over and kept it the same, more military, more blank space. The merchants of Osaka couldn't touch an inch of it. The one big green patch in Japan's most merchant city, born from a warlord's need to defend his castle, not anyone's love of parks. The townspeople could only walk past and look up. Now the modern tragedy. Osaka had 2 big chances to flip the script, but didn't. First, rapid industrialization. Meiji to Taisho era, Osaka became Japan's top industrial city, the Manchester of the East. They filled in ancient canals that could have become green corridors like Amsterdam. Factories needed land and transport routes. Smoke and pollution made planting difficult. The water city identity faded. Then World War II. Massive firebombing left 1/3 of Osaka in rubble. A true blank canvas. This was the moment for change. Look at Nagoya, also flattened. But they used wartime emergency land readjustment laws, extended into peacetime. The government could forcibly consolidate fragmented plots, redraw boundaries, and carve out wide 100-metre boulevards and green spaces before returning land to owners. It was ruler logic applied in crisis. Strong state intervention creating new blank space. Nagoya's urban form transformed for the better. Osaka? The merchant guilds, property owners, and business associations were incredibly well organised. Right after surrender, they lobbied hard. "Give us our plots back immediately!" Decades of complex private ownership and strong political connections meant the city government lacked the will or power to push big integration. So the old tight grid was rebuilt on the ashes. The white paper got redrawn with the same merchant map.
They had a golden chance to rewrite their DNA, and the merchants won again.
Exactly. Freedom and strong property rights created this incredibly alive, human city full of character, but they also locked in the grey.
So the paradox is, we love the vibrant, free merchant society Osaka represents. The amazing street food, the energetic alleys, the small human touches everywhere. But that same freedom makes grand, luxurious, multi-generational green almost impossible.
Yeah. We criticise old authoritarian systems for their inequality and control. Yet those very systems, by not caring about quarterly profits, left behind the most beautiful green spaces we enjoy today. Power plants, green without apology. Capital plants, concrete with perfect efficiency. And Osaka is still doing it in 2025. The Expo on Yumeshima, an artificial island made from decades of garbage and construction waste. When there's no land left inside the city, the merchant instinct says, reclaim the sea, build more, never leave space empty. That's both its curse and its unstoppable, resilient life force. The city that refuses to be tamed by grand designs.
So maybe the real question isn't, why doesn't Osaka have more green? It's, what are we willing to sacrifice? Freedom or breathing room for the city we say we want?
Exactly. The city you get is the DNA you inherit, and the choices you refuse to change. What do you think, viewers? Power or capital? Drop your own city's story below. Alright, that's all the time we have for this episode.
Thanks for watching.